What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Been away for a few days, not getting my daily recaps done, but back at it again today, trying to get back on my square, as people would like to say. Kind of got away from doing some things that in the last 2 days I said that I was going to get back into doing. As always, when you don't see me doing recaps, that doesn't necessarily mean that I wasn't trading. I have been trading the past couple of days, just wasn't able to get recaps done. So what we're going to do is take a peek at what we did the past 2 days, or past 3, I think it was, and then I'll actually recap what I traded today. So let's go ahead. Let us bring up TRADERVUE. We'll look real quick at what we did today. Reviewing trades for February 22nd, Wednesday. 4 trades today. Close P&L 167. You see, we took some trades other than the usual. I'm kind of getting away from that, and it's 2 reasons why. One, the market is kind of ugly, which makes those same stocks that I watch every day kind of ugly. And I like trading the live traders way. That is just me. That's my personality. In the Discord, I say all the time that you have to trade what your personality is. My personality leans more towards the live traders, professional trading strategies way. So this morning, went back to my old routine. Pull up pre-market watch list, go through those, look for some stocks that are gapping up nicely or gapping down nicely if I plan on taking puts on them. Put those things on the watch list. Let's watch them. Let's find some areas to get in and let's trade. So we had Pan W. We took a trade. We had Crowd. We took a trade. Had PDD. We took a red trade. And then Amazon. This was one that a couple of the guys over in the Discord was watching. Took a stab at that one. Made $10, and I think I left quite a bit of money on the table on that one. Let's look at Tuesday. Tuesday, we took 2 trades. Closed P&L, -$1. That's a red day. Look at that. Took 2 trades. First one, we made 20. Second one, we gave it back plus $1. This was a late start morning. I didn't get started till around 10:30. One of the other things that I am going back to doing is my sweet spot is 9:30 till 11:30. If I don't find a trade between 9:30 and 11:30, I'm not going to be trading after that. So you see this one, I took it a little bit after 11:30, but after that I was done. Check out Friday. Friday, February 17th, took 2 trades, closed P&L $93. Traded DGNG, made 94. And we traded Tesla and we lost money. Let's look at this chart real quick though. Let's see, what was this? This was a call. And look at that. Got in almost as the market was open. We can't see what the pre-market was doing. This was a good trade. Look at that. That was a good trade. Got out of it right when we needed to. If we come over and look at the 5-minute, see it kind of pulled back, M-topped, and then rolled over. This was a good trade. What was it expiring? Expiring out March 23rd. That's the other thing. I've been trying to get some contracts that I can get a little room on. So this one we bought 4 contracts. Get a little room on them so that that darn theta don't start decaying into it. But let's go ahead. Let's pull up Thinkorswim. Gonna look at the thumbnail watch list real quick. Just kind of see what we had on there, what we were watching. I was watching Tesla. Ugly. This is something I love, and this is a very wide one. But putting these zones almost like a no trade zone area. This one I made a little wider. This is almost like two zones in one. They were kind of converging, so I just made one big one. You see, once it broke down, it didn't give an opportunity to the low side, didn't give an opportunity to the high side. Had the SPY, nothing happening. One of the interesting things on the SPY, you see that I had a downtrend line and basically a flat line. I wanted to see how that was going to break out. We'll look at this one on the big chart when we switch over. PANW, PANW, this one that we traded, took this right off the open. I'll be curious to see what time we actually got in it, but you see my line right there. Looking for that breakout. We got it. Nice move. Kind of managed this one wrong. Kind of speaks to what the title says, giving back gains. Baidu. Missed an excellent opportunity on Baidu. I didn't take it. This was Amazon. I got in Amazon over here somewhere as this came back and reclaimed previous high of day. Pulled back the previous high of day, came up to VWAP. I got out at VWAP. Look at what I left on the table. Crowd. This was taken off of the hourly chart. This was taken off of the hourly chart. And then PDD. This one I kind of chased. This one. And you saw it. It was a red trade. So let's go ahead. Let's pull up the flex grid and let's take a look. This was the SPY. Like I said, pre-market, this is a slight uptrend, steep downtrend. I want to see which way this breaks, and if it goes, it didn't break either way, kind of came down, retest, reclaimed, came up. We finally got the flush right here. By now, I'm not interested. And the one thing that I did want to show, though, is I dropped this based on this and based on this. Come over here. Look out here at like 12 o'clock. Look at how it's still using this trend line. Let's come over here and look at the downtrend line. Look at how it's still using this downtrend line. We come all the way out here to market close. It is still using that same downtrend line. And then this purple down line is an hourly down channel. Came and tested it right there. And now we see after hours, it's trying to make a move back high. I was not interested in the SPY at all today. Let's go ahead. Let's look at these trades. Let's pull up PANW. Go ahead, blow this one up. Like I said, it's had a nice clean little area right here coming in the pre-market that I was kind of liking over that area. So let's see. Let's look and see where we got in these at. Blow that up. We got in at 240. Let's come over here and see where that is on the actual chart. Man, clean entry on 2 calls. And let's look and see where I got out of this thing. Got out in this candle right here. Let's see. And we kind of scaled out of this. First one I was out at 275. So 270. Ooh, come on now. That's horrible. Another one is at 294. That's ugly. Because we didn't get out as this was coming up. We got out as this had made a nice move up, came back down, stopped me out. I probably was up on the first 2 when they was in. I was up about 135. Should have captured about 50 bucks. But instead of me coming down with my target to get out, I went up with my stop and I caught slippage. Getting out. So gave back quite a bit. But look at this thing set a high of 399. We paid 240. So that's like 160 per contract. That's like 320 bucks we could have made in that trade right there. But what I like to see is a nice solid entry. And like I said, this is why I'm kind of going back to what I like. I like that professional trading strategies. I like the channels. Don't get me wrong. The channels are nice. But when I'm not getting the opportunity to trade a channel and I see something else, I should not be not just taking it because I'm not taking it. Let's take that trade. It's making money. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at crowd. See what we did on crowd today. And I am actually still in some crowd. Bring up the weekly real quick. Or not the weekly, I'm sorry. Bring up the hourly chart real quick. So this was the hourly chart. This is pre-market. This is today. This was yesterday. So yesterday, this thing came all the way up. And you notice this line is white. I had my channel as just this right here at market open. And you'll see why that becomes important once you see me getting into the trades. So crowd comes up. It's just trading in this. Now I should have drawn the channel as the full channel. I drew it as just the upper part of the channel. So full channel, but I'm only looking at the upper channel at market open. So you get the visualization of the channel. Let's go ahead and change this back to the daily chart now. Let's just do this instead of continuing to do that. There we go. So here's that hourly line coming up on previous high of day. And let's look and see where we got in this thing at. So we're getting in on this candle right here. Now, if you remember, this is the bottom of the upper channel. You can see where I dropped this line after the market had basically opened. So I get in right here. This comes up. This thing pulls back down. I hold on to it because I know that this is a bottom of the channel area. So I ride this all the way back down. This breaks out of the channel. It comes back up. Now I get interested in swinging this thing. So I grabbed 4 contracts in my other account, in my IRA account, with some time on them. A little lower delta, so the price is down a little bit because these costs, you notice, one contract for this one was $655. So this comes back, retest, it holds. I'm like, we good. This comes back up, retest the lower part of that channel, pulls back, comes back up, gets out of it. We hold this one perfectly. We hold this one nicely. Let's look and see where we got out. Still, I won't say gave back gains on this one because I think this was a nice hold. I held this through the break as it looked like it was coming back down. I got out and this thing kept going. Look at that. Let's check and see. We got out at 7:35. This thing came up and set a high of 8:30. So that was another $100. That was another $100. But I am still in those calls in my IRA account because had this broke and came back down to this area, I would have gotten out of those. I would have gotten out for whatever the gain was. But they're up nicely right now because you got to remember, I got in from way down yonder, like way down yonder somewhere. So these are sitting pretty in my IRA account. These are sitting nice. But that was the crowd trade. Let's go ahead and take a look at PDD. This one Those two right there that you just saw, those were two solid trades. This one here was not a solid trade. This was more of a chase because we see PDD just kind of sold off at market open. And you see, I have already missed all of the move. Literally. This thing has been bleeding all day. Why are you getting in way down here? That's just chasing. That's just being green and like, okay, let's take a chance. As this comes back over this line, this is my line in the sand, I get out of it. Get out of it as it breaks my line of the sand. It does come back and make a move down. So we were in at 140. No, I'm sorry. We were in at 205. Let's see if this ever got back. So yeah, down here. We could have rolled that trade out, but is that really what you want to do? What time is that at? Let's just keep doing that. Yeah, we holding this thing all the way. And that's crazy though. We holding this thing all the way till 2 o'clock. Nah, actually, what am I doing? Somebody come through this screen real quick and smack the heck out of me. I'm in at 205. This thing hit a high of 230. Yeah, somebody come on over here and smack me. So down up in this area right here. So what was that? 20, 30 minutes? Let's see if that stop was decent. Yeah, decent place to put the stop at. Maybe could have put it just, would have stopped out about right there if I'd have put it on the other side of the 20 moving average. But not a good trade overall. Go ahead, take that loss, $10. It is what it is. Every trade is not going to be green, but you don't want to take a trade like that and be red. Let's take a peek at this last trade, which was Amazon. Go ahead, scroll that back over. What time did we get in this one? 10:25, so right around there. I'm sure that that is not the right chart. There's the right chart. What I found and what is crazy is these lines don't really match up when you are looking at, if this is set to today, let's do it real quick. So we see how this chart looks. Let's switch this over from 1 day to 2 day. Experiment real quick. It looks somewhat the same, but in the mornings, these lines are actually not this line. It's not this. This is static. It's when I have channels drawn. They look different from the today charts to the 1 day charts. But that's on the channels. Previous high of day, previous low of day, that's static. It's not going to change from chart to chart. Let's get these pulled up. Cheap contracts, I like it. 86 cents. Let's take a look. I was getting in over here somewhere. Getting in off of that candle right there. See where we got in at 86 cents. So, yeah, clean on this chart. Breaking this area right there. That's clean. This is not good. Look at that. Look at that move. But let's watch this. So, got in right there. Stop is down here. My stop is below previous high of day. This pulls back. That's what it's supposed to do. Comes up to VWAP. Taps VWAP. I'm out of the trade, y'all. This thing breaks VWAP, comes back, pulls, retest, off to the races. Off to the races. What is the high of that? That's 111. Again, these were some cheap contracts. What is that? $22 a contract on 5 contracts? That's $100 from here to there. It's $100. 10 minutes. That's 10:35. It's 10:45. 10 minutes, we're up $100. Where does this thing catch high of day? 116. So another 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So left quite a bit of money on the table. That's $30 a contract. That's $150 right there in that move. So that is what we did today. Overall, I am good with how I traded. One thing that I've been fighting myself on lately is I'm giving back too much gains. I'm giving back too much of my gains by either letting a stop go and then come back and I get out, especially if I have two contracts. I need to put a hard target in there. I need to say, okay, this needs to come up to here and I want to get out. I'm going to go back real quick. I'm going to show you something on crowd, which is going to be a perfect example of that. Was it crowd? May not have been crowd. Let's see. Yeah, it was crowd. And I didn't, because I had moved my stop up to get out up here. But my target was up here. That's where my target was initially at. It's wrong, wrong, wrong. This line was where my target was initially at. I would have to probably go back to the hourly so that you can see it. Bam, right there. Look at this congestion right here. So this move here has room up to this congestion right there. So I dropped this line there. And then look, see it? You don't see it over here? I'm gonna extend it out to the left. Look at that. I always say it's like magic. It's like magic when you could look at these charts and know where these areas are gonna fall at. You come right here to this point, drop a line. Look at this. It's like magic, y'all. It's like magic. And the thing is, with those zones, when you know a zone, which is what I like to call them. So like you can say this wick right here, or these wicks up here, these wick tops, you can come here. Get out of there. Click here, go there, draw that box. I'll come here and then just put it out to 2024. So I kind of know this is the lower half of that zone. Coming through here, I may not really want to trade that. It's kind of chop. You can kind of get some chop in there. And you see it is up in that little zone area right there. So we may see a little rejection, but this has room back up to 121 all day long. How it gets back up there, that's what we got to work on and figure out. But I need to trust when I see these areas to trade it, especially if I'm in 2 or more contracts. I can get out of that first contract here, lock profit in. So I only had 1 contract today. That wasn't bad to get out, or I should say 1 contract in my cash account. It's not a bad thought to get out right there with the expectation that this is probably going to pull back and then go again. 2 contracts. Get out of one of them there. Take stop to break even. Take stop to 1R. Take stop to the middle of the channel. And then you can give yourself the opportunity to possibly hit target. This one hit target in the next hour's candle. Wouldn't have never came back and stopped us out at break even or possibly 1R. So that's something that I need to start back doing again. And I am running right up on that time. I'm going to bring this one back up to where my throat kind of starts hurting when I talk. That's kind of one of the reasons why you hadn't really seen me doing the recaps, because it's like as I talk, all up in here kind of gets jacked up. But thanks for checking me out as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Notice I had some new subs. I appreciate y'all for checking me out. And if you're checking me out for the first time and not subscribed, please think about subscribing. Please like it if you like the content. That shows me that you all are watching it and you all are liking it. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comment section. On that note, I'm going to wrap this up and we will be back at this thing tomorrow. Peace.